Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how to create a rhinestone Rubik's Cube. This is a short video with the most important parts of the process, along with the products I used and my tips and tricks. But I did film the entire process, so I thought I would try something new and post a second video showing the whole thing start to finish with just some background music and no voiceover. So that will be posted in a few days, and I'll link it right here as a bonus video. It won't replace my weekly tutorial next week. I'm really curious if anyone's interested in that type of content, so if that's your vibe, head over and check it out and leave a comment if you want to see more like it. But for now, I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step. I started with this Rubik's Cube I got on Amazon. For this project, I'm using 6 colors of 3mm rhinestones from a variety pack that has many different colors. You can find the link to this and the rest of the products I'm using in the description of this video. My favorite glue for rhinestone projects is called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I like to use a wax pencil that can be sharpened to pick up and place my rhinestones. Typically, before I rhinestone tumblers or pens, I like to sand them first to rough up the surface and help the rhinestones adhere to it better. But I'm only putting the rhinestones on the colored parts of the blocks, and I don't want to risk scratching up the black parts, and the stones will be spaced out a little bit, so I don't want any scratches on the colored part showing through either. So instead of sanding, I just cleaned the whole thing with some rubbing alcohol and then got straight to rhinestoning. With the 3mm stones I'm using, I was able to fit 4x4 rhinestones on each square. There is a tiny bit of space between the stones and they don't completely cover each colored square, but the color match of all the stones I used is really close and the spaces don't look noticeably gappy or incomplete. Once I knew I could fit 4x4 stones, I did small dots of glue in each square where the stones will be placed instead of lines of glue, which just helps to keep things cleaner and prevents me from wasting any excess glue. The nice thing about Gem Tack is that it dries slowly, which gives you some time to make adjustments to spacing if you need to. There were a few times that a stone slipped or I accidentally applied too much glue and some glue spilled out onto the black parts of the squares, and I just gently wiped it off so that it wouldn't dry like that. Mistakes with Gem Tack are really easy to clean up as long as you catch them right away and don't let the glue dry for hours before trying to remove it. I've already used this rainbow pack of rhinestones for a different project, and I still had plenty left to complete the Rubik's Cube without having to purchase another one. So if you're looking to use the exact rhinestones I have linked below, you should only need one package. I did 4 sides that were side by side first, leaving the top and bottom empty for me to hang on to. And then I let those 4 sides all dry for a day before doing the top and bottom so that I could hold on to the rhinestone sides without messing them up. And so I could let it sit on one of the rhinestone sides to let the top and bottom dry. Each side took me about 15 to 20 minutes to complete, so the entire project was about 1.5 to 2 hours of work, which as far as rhinestone projects go is pretty quick, and I was thinking this would make a really fun craft night with some friends. Throw on a movie and everyone gets their own Rubik's Cube to rhinestone. Why not? When I got to the white side, I decided to cover up this logo because with the spaces between the rhinestones, the logo will shine through. So I just cut a piece of white vinyl into a small square and stuck it right on top to cover it up. Then I rhinestoned over it just like I did with every other square, and you don't notice the vinyl unless you look super duper close up, and it definitely looks way better than it would have if I just left the logo. If you don't have vinyl, you could also paint over it with acrylic paint. Once you're done, I'd recommend letting it sit for at least a week before actually playing with the Rubik's Cube so that the glue can fully dry nice and secure and you won't lose any of your stones. But it's absolutely still a fully functional Rubik's Cube once everything has fully dried. And here is the final result. I love how this turned out. This was definitely different than my usual tumblers and pens, and it was really fun to do. I think it looks great. If you know somebody who's just starting to get into rhinestoning, I think this is a really great beginner project. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!